Right now, dissecting the invasion of Ukraine. UW experts answer your questions as the conflict enters its second week.
Plus, for a third straight day, threats are made against a Madison high school. We'll tell you what happened today coming up.
News 3 Now at 10 starts right now. But first, some breaking news from the January 6th committee. Tonight, it says it has evidence showing former President Donald Trump and his associates engaged in a, quote, criminal conspiracy to prevent Congress from certifying the 2020 election. But lawmakers do not have the power to bring charges on their own and can only make a referral to the U.S. Department of Justice.
It has now been 1 week since the start of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Bombs continue to fall, many on residential areas, and fierce firefights are being reported all across the country. The invasion started in the early morning hours of January 24th, and a lot has developed since then. Today, the Ukrainian president says nearly 6,000 Russian soldiers have been killed so far, while the Kremlin disputes those numbers, saying they are significantly less. And in that week, according to the United Nations, more than 800,000 people have fled the country, and that number will increase, likely into the millions soon. Today, Ukrainian officials estimate more than 2,000 civilians have been killed so far, though the Pentagon says Russian forces have been surprised by the stiff resistance of the Ukrainians, like this blockade formed by residents of one southeastern city to prevent Russia's troops from taking its nuclear power plant.
A U.S. official tells CBS News 200 Stinger missiles have been delivered to Ukraine, with more on the way. The U.S. also imposing more sanctions today on Moscow and Belarus. The International Criminal Court says it has opened investigations into Russia's invasion of Ukraine after receiving referrals from more than 30 countries. The only person who truly knows why Russia invaded Ukraine may be Vladimir Putin himself. But tonight, people in Madison did their best to offer some educated explanations. Tahalil Mohadeen spoke with some of them, and as she explains why they say his actions have far-reaching consequences.
Tonight's forum on the conflict is actually the second hosted by UW, but unlike the first event for students, tonight's discussion was about reaching the general public. UW faculty members are asking people in the community to take note.
I think this is one of those events that is going to have a long-term impact on our lives as Americans and as citizens in the world.
At the Pyle Center, they're hosting a public forum on the Russian invasion of Ukraine to share their expertise.
It's very frightening. It's a situation that should be on everybody's mind.
UW professor and event moderator Ted Gerber is hoping people walk away with a better understanding of the decades-long conflict.
I think a lot of Americans are uncertain. They hear different news reports, but they may have specific questions that aren't adequately addressed in the standard coverage.
They want people to understand the attacks on Ukraine have implications beyond the country's borders.
Well, it's an issue that affects the whole world. I mean, the aggression that Russia has shown, the risks posed to international security, the horrific scenes of civilians and military and government personnel as well being attacked.
And to consider what message Putin's denial of Ukrainian sovereignty sends.
It sets a bad precedent, and it risks emboldening other dictators to take similar actions.
Event speaker and UW political science professor Yoshiko Herrera says it's also important for people to understand what Ukraine's resistance represents.
And because of the brazenness of this act, I think this is shaping up to be a stand of against dictatorship, against violence, and for democracy.
And how getting involved makes a difference.
The more countries that are on their side, the more likely they are going to be supported militarily and economically in stopping this invasion.
Organizers say they also hope people gain more insight and understanding for those among us who have relatives and friends directly impacted by the violence.
Woodman's grocery stores will no longer be selling its Russian lines of vodkas. The Wisconsin-based grocer posted this on social media, saying it is taking a clear stand with Ukraine. Kroger and Total Wine also announced similar plans. Several national outlets report moves like these are largely symbolic, since many Russian vodkas are only Russian by name. And check this out, blue and yellow drones lit up the skies over South Korea, Port City, Busan, in a show of solidarity with Ukraine. Footage showed around 1,000 drones rising vertically before forming the Ukrainian and South Korean national flags. The display was held on Independence Movement Day, which commemorated South Korea's 103rd year of independence.
Next at 10, taking a look outside tonight. Another abnormally mild day today, but reality may be setting back in tomorrow, at least for a bit. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti now with our certified most accurate forecast. Gary?
Well, Eric, now that we're getting into March, the cold spells should be fewer and farther between, but we will see a drop in temperatures for tomorrow. In fact, the time lapse from the WISC Skycam showed cloud cover for much of the day today, just a few peaks of sun from time to time, and a couple of rain and snow showers during the evening hours. But as you look at Doppler track, those are now to our south and east into parts of Indiana and Michigan, and things are quiet across southern Wisconsin, and there's even some breaks in the clouds. High temperatures today, mid-40s here in Madison. To the south, temperatures were in the lower to middle 50s, 54 in Platteville and Boscobel, 52 the high temperature in Janesville. But a cold front was coming southward. Now temperatures have dropped to the middle 30s down near the Illinois state line, 31 in Madison, and in the 20s north of Dane County. By tomorrow morning, we'll be down into the upper teens here in town with a high tomorrow of 33. So a big drop in temperatures compared to today, but we'll start warming up again for Friday and Saturday, and that could lead to some thunderstorms. I'll have more on that in the forecast in a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. Another rough day at Madison Memorial High School. A third threat called in after two small fires were set inside the school, started in two bathrooms. District spokesperson Tim Lamont said staff responded within seconds to extinguish the fires. A student was identified in connection to both. In addition, Madison police confirmed for the third day in a row a threat was called into the school. Today, detectives immediately found it to be unsubstantiated and didn't result in a hold. Governor Tony Evers announcing the release of more than $8 million to go to crime prevention in the city of Milwaukee. Funding part of the governor's larger $45 million investment announced last October to address crime, ensure safer communities through violence prevention, and provide support for crime victims.
Fresh off his State of the Union address, President Biden back in Wisconsin today for the first time since last summer. In his speech at UW Superior, he touted the money heading to Wisconsin from the infrastructure law and what it means for rural broadband access.
The days of having to pull your child up outside of a McDonald's to do their homework because there's no internet in your home and no internet in your region ended. We provide affordable high-speed internet to every American, urban, rural, suburban, tribal.
In his State of the Union address last night, President Biden said the U.S. will begin fixing more than 65,000 miles of highway and 1,500 bridges this year. A new Marquette Law School poll today is giving us a closer look at the upcoming primary races. Of the Democratic candidates in the Senate race, a majority of voters favor Mandela Barnes, with Alex Lasry, Tom Nelson, and Sarah Godlewski following behind. Rebecca Clayfish leads the votes for Republican governor candidates, followed by Kevin Nicholson and Tim Ramthun. To read more about what was included in this poll, just head to channel3000.com. A day after releasing his report into the 2020 election in Wisconsin, a judge has ruled against former state Supreme Court Justice Michael Gableman and Speaker Robin Vos in an open records lawsuit. He ruled the two denied or delayed access to public records related to the investigation.
State Department of Health Services says another child has died from COVID-19 complications today. Now, this comes despite case numbers and hospitalizations on the decline. And the White House today unveiling President Biden's new coronavirus response strategy. It addresses a range of issues, including developing new vaccines to keep schools and businesses open if things do get worse again. The White House says the goal of the 92-page plan is to get Americans back to a more normal routine. It would require funding from Congress and describes how to avoid business and school shutdowns, battling the virus abroad, and preparing for new variants.
These expedited plans and processes will help us reach our goal that updated vaccines can be developed, approved, and manufactured in approximately 100 days.
Federal health officials will also kick off a nationwide tour this Friday to address long-term effects of the pandemic, including mental health challenges.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis caught on camera today scolding some college students to take off their masks. He was at the University of South Florida in Tampa to talk about cybersecurity. The CDC still recommends masks for the area due to high community transmission.
You do not have to wear those masks. I mean, please take them off. Honestly, it's not doing anything, and we got to stop with this COVID theater. So if you want to wear it, fine, but this is ridiculous.
Well, a few of the students removed their masks, but others kept them on. The university website says masks are optional on campus and that each individual's decision should be respected.
The yeas are 422, the nays are 3. 2/3 being in the affirmative, the rules are suspended. The bill is passed.
The House of Representatives today passing legislation that makes lynching a federal hate crime. The Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act went through with a 422-3 tally. Republican representatives from Georgia, Kentucky, and Texas were the lone holdouts. The bill now goes to the Senate. With inflation at its highest level in 4 decades, the head of the U.S. Central Bank says the Fed plans to begin raising interest rates a 1/4 point this month.
But he cautions the war in Ukraine has created economic uncertainty. Naomi Ruckham has the story from Wall Street.
Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell told lawmakers on Capitol Hill the Federal Reserve still plans to begin a series of interest rate hikes this month as it tries to rein in soaring inflation.
Inflation is too high. We understand that, and we're working on it.
Powell's testimony comes as the national average for a gallon of gas is nearly $1 more than it was last year, according to AAA. Recent federal data shows used car prices are up more than 40%. Eggs are 13% higher, and electricity is up almost 11%.
What we're facing now is, though, an elevated level of demand in the face of supply-side constraints, and it's the collision of those two things that's creating inflation.
Mr. Powell also said the Fed will be closely monitoring the crisis in Ukraine and will proceed carefully.
The near-term effects on the U.S. economy of the invasion of Ukraine, the ongoing war, with sanctions, and of events yet to come remain highly uncertain.
If the war in Ukraine continues and oil prices remain high, the Fed may have to raise rates more quickly.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says the Fed is walking a fine line.
If they don't raise rates quickly enough, then inflation can continue to rise. And conversely, if they really start raising rates too quickly, then they risk really puncturing the hole in this beautiful economy.
The rate hike is expected in 2 weeks at the next Fed meeting. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
And Wall Street rallied in response to the Fed chairman's comments. The Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ all finished the day higher, gaining more than 1.5%. Still ahead tonight, Gary will rejoin us with a look at his full forecast, including a preview of what we can expect this weekend.
But first, how a well-known artist is using the facade of this 100-year-old home in Madison. Stay with us.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 now at 10.
Are better at saving than we are. And more organized, too.
Try embracing your inner squirrel. When you open a BMO Harris Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward every month you save.
That sounds great.
You can also set up savings goals and easily track your progress.
That could help us redo the yard.
You could really go nuts. Yeah, I'll show myself out.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
Over these past months, we've all experienced changes and a great deal of reflection. But here's a change you can truly be excited about. Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, permanently removes the fat from your stomach, hips and thighs, and back.
I walked past mirrors. I didn't want to see any of that. I can't even tell you how excited I am about Sono Bello and what they've done for me.
I'm just living my best life now because I'm being the best that I can be.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently. Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. Plus, get $250 off instantly. You deserve to do something for you. Call 1-888-512-1753 or go to sonobello.com now.
At Pick and Save, we believe fresh is all about standards. That's why we do up to a 27-point inspection on our produce. Like for oranges, we check for color and scarring and more, keeping only the best of the best on our shelves. Because when it comes to fresh for everyone, we believe the juice is worth the squeeze. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Whether you have a design emergency or you just want to shop the best furniture showroom in town, you need Dwellings, Madison's best kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Do fitness centers turn you off? Josh Breider takes you to the Ungym. Learn how they're making members of all ages, shapes, and abilities feel welcome.
Plus, we're continuing to track that weekend rain chance. That's tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. If you love Apple products, mark your calendars for March 8th.
That's the date for Apple's first big product launch of the year. It'll be a virtual event where the company will unveil a series of new MacBooks, iMacs, and Mac Minis, along with a 5G version of its iPhone SE smartphone and also an updated iPad Air. Million smartwatches due to a potential burn hazard. The voluntary recall exclusively involves Fitbit Ionic smartwatch models, which contain a lithium-ion battery that can potentially overheat. The agency said the recall impacts 1 million devices sold in the U.S. and an additional 700,000 sold internationally. Hall of Fame horse trainer Bob Baffert suing Churchill Downs over its decision to suspend him from its racing properties. Baffert suspended for at least 2 years after his horse Medina Spirit failed a drug test. Medina Spirit finished first at the 2021 Kentucky Derby before being disqualified. Baffert now asking for a federal judge to overturn that suspension.
Madison Police Department's K-9 unit getting some training exercises done thanks to SSM Health. MPD was allowed to use SSM's vacated clinic building for the day on Fish Hatchery Road. There, the K-9s worked on tracking, patrol work, and finding narcotics. The building allowed for some training in a real-world setting. Right now, there are 7 K-9s on the MPD team, and an 8th dog was recently added. The Felicity Ace, the cargo ship carrying cars and SUVs from brands including Audi, Porsche, and Bentley and Lamborghini, has now sunk. It had caught fire February 16th in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and its crew abandoned the ship. The largely burned out ship was being towed back to a safe port when it sank yesterday. The Felicity Ace had been carrying nearly 4,000 vehicles.
New attendant artist is taking a literal piece of Madison history and using it in a project that'll be going on display at the Madison Museum of Contemporary Art. This 1921 home in the Bay Creek neighborhood is slated for demolition, but before that could happen, the artist Mel Chin wanted to use part of it. So he's taking the entire front facade off the home and moving it to the museum, where he'll build it into a backdrop for a piece he's working on called There's Something Happening Here.
We're creating a new safe door, essentially, out of the facade of this house and transforming it into essentially the same piece, but with the local connection.
Chin had initially planned to use a piece of a facade from an abandoned home in New Orleans, but it was damaged in transit to Wisconsin, so his team worked with the city to find a suitable replacement. The display will go up on March 12th with a grand opening event on the 17th.
Well, around noon today, Dane County resumed its monthly outdoor siren testing. Testing will happen on the first Wednesday of each month from now on through November. The sirens tests are not designed to be heard if you are inside. And Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joins us, and I heard a little bit of it, and I was like, what is going on?
I was like, what's Gary doing now?
Did you hear my dog Joel howling?
It was loud. It's
well,
that
yeah,
time of the year.
we live relatively close to a siren, but if you're farther away, you're not going to hear it, in the middle of a thunderstorm.
And don't count on it, right?
Yeah,
Right,
they're designed for alerting people who are outside. Well, in the short term, we don't have any severe weather to worry about for tonight. In fact, we had some rain and snow showers that have moved into parts of Michigan and Indiana. To the west, some snow flurries moving into northwestern Iowa, just north of Omaha. I'll show you why that's significant right now. But 3 things you need to know in our forecast, it'll turn colder for tomorrow with high temperatures dropping back into the lower 30s. We'll be in the 40s for Friday and the middle 50s for Saturday. Some of the very latest computer model information indicates we could be around 60 on Saturday with some thunderstorms Saturday afternoon and evening. Then it turns cold enough for some snow late Sunday night into Monday with the possibility for some minor accumulations. Future track shows the clouds on Friday, the rain breaking out Friday night. There could be a wintry mix of precipitation, some freezing rain and snow, but now it's looking more and more like that'll be in the northern parts of the state. Our temperatures will actually probably drop into the middle 30s in Madison and then start rising overnight. So if there is any mixed precipitation, it'll be north of the Dells. But by late Saturday afternoon and Saturday night, there could be a line of thunderstorms that sweeps on through with some strong winds a possibility. Then after a dry day on Sunday, the next weather system, colder with northeasterly winds, bringing some snow Sunday night into Monday before that system moves on out. Severe weather potential? Yeah, it's there for Saturday. 15% chance of severe weather within 25 miles of a point, including parts of southwestern Wisconsin. That's about equal to the slight risk area that we show you, but this is 4 days out still. We'll have to see how the Storm Prediction Center severe weather outlook for Saturday looks beginning tomorrow, but that high winds would probably be the main threats there. There also could be some locally heavy rain, perhaps 1 inch to 1.5 inches over parts of northeastern Iowa into central Wisconsin. And then the snow Sunday night into Monday. One of the computer models brings 2 to 4 or 5 inches across northern Illinois and maybe 1 inch or 2 from Madison southward. The European computer model right now just keeps us dry with snow either to our north or to our south. But high temperatures today, this is why I showed you those flurries across Iowa. Omaha, Nebraska, almost at 80 degrees, and now they're seeing snow flurries just to the north in northwestern portions of Iowa. We hit 46, but 80s were found from St. Louis westward into Wichita, Kansas. Notice Kansas City, they're at 84 for the high temperature today. Take a look where International Falls, Minnesota's temperature is right now, 7 below zero. So that's about a 90-degree temperature contrast over a couple of states within about a 12-hour or about a 6-hour period. So again, that's pretty significant. But right now, a strong jet stream coming in from the northwest. That means the weather systems just don't have a lot of moisture, at least for the time being. So we're not looking at any precipitation for tonight or tomorrow. In fact, most of the day on Friday should be dry as well. 33 for high tomorrow with variably cloudy skies. Friday, we're back up to 42. The rain chances come in Friday night, maybe a mix well north of Madison. But Saturday, breezy and mild showers, a few thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening with a high of 56. Sunday, colder, maybe some snow Sunday night into Monday. Dry for Tuesday and Wednesday. And then another system toward the end of next week brings a chance for some light snow, maybe mix a little rain on Thursday afternoon.
And coming up in sports, the Bucks erased a 14-point fourth-quarter deficit to top the Heat. How the Deer banked home a big win. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It's BOGO Thursdays at Hy-Vee. This Thursday, buy one breakfast, get one free. That's right, dine with us on Thursday, and when you buy one delicious breakfast, get one free. Thursday only. Scan the QR code or check out HyVeeDeals.com for more deals.
Hello, I'm Gary Canolti, inviting News 3 Now viewers to join me on a fabulous New England and St. Lawrence Seaway cruise September 8th through the 18th. Experience the history and beauty of the Atlantic coast, Canadian maritime provinces, and the famous St. Lawrence Seaway aboard our delightful Holland America ship for a 7-night scenic cruise. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword WISC, to learn more about this tour or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Some numbers are thrilling, some impressive, some just right. After an accident, there's one critical number. The number that helps you get your life back by factoring in your needs for today and tomorrow. That's where Habish & Rotier's numbers really add up. With over 90 years of client successes and 13 offices to help you wherever you are. No other personal injury law firm is better suited to get the amount that's right for you.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
This month, step into the kitchen of Madison Magazine Chef of the Year, Ataru Nagano. Go behind the lens of Hall of Fame photographer Pete Souza and visit local groups helping adaptive athletes get in the game. Madison Magazine, online and on newsstands now.
Introducing the City Guide 2022 from the award-winning Madison Magazine with insider tips on where to eat, what to do, and places to see. Available for a limited time on area newsstands or online at madisonmagazine.com.
It's BOGO Thursdays at Hy-Vee. This Thursday, buy one breakfast, get one free. That's right. Dine with us on Thursday, and when you buy one delicious breakfast, get one free. Thursday only. Scan the QR code or check out HyVeeDeals.com for more deals.
Yeah, I knew we were about to be Big Ten champs after I released it.
And that doesn't sound like a freshman, does it? But Chucky Hepburn is the man that went to the bank, and Wisconsin cashed in on their second Big Ten championship in the last 3 years. Now, with time winding down, Greg Gard had two options: call a timeout or let it ride. He chose to let his players make plays, and it worked out well for the Badgers.
You know, trying to get the last shot and just, you put a, if it was him or Johnny, put the ball in, your playmaker's hands. And obviously, he made a play.
I knew as soon as he got the ball and was bringing it on the floor, I knew he was going to take the shot. I didn't want the ball in anybody else's hands. And, he did what he does best.
Bucks taking on the top seed in the East, the Heat tonight, and what a finish it was at Pfizer. Deer down 4 with under 20 seconds to go. Chris Middleton pulls up and splashes home the triple to make it a 1-point game. Then they'd force a jump ball, get it, and Drew Holiday is calm, cool, and cold-blooded. He banks home the game winner. That sound familiar? Bucks win 120-119. The Wisconsin women taking on Illinois in the first round of the Big Ten tournament, and Katie Nelson had herself a game for the Badgers. The step back two, part of her game-high 27. Bucky led by 3 at halftime, but it was a totally different story in the second half. Wisconsin's season comes to an end. 75-66 is the final. The Badgers finished with 8 wins in year 1 of the Marissa Mosley era. For the second time in 2 weeks, the Wisconsin women's hockey team will face off against Ohio State. The last 2 times they played each other, it didn't go so well for the Badgers. The Buckeyes swept them, outscoring UW 7-2. But this year's series is tied 2-2. And now with it being a 1-game series, nothing really changes for Mark Johnson's squad except that the winner heads to the championship game.
Biggest difference is the playoff game, and so the winning team on Saturday gets an opportunity to play for a championship on Sunday. So stakes are high, and hopefully, we're able to, do some things in Saturday's game that maybe we didn't do as well down in Columbus.
And just a reminder, you can watch Wisconsin's final face-off semifinal game against Ohio State on Saturday on TVW. The puck drops at 4 o'clock. We're back after this.
Spring e-bike prices are going to be a lot higher, so don't wait.
E-bike prices are going higher and higher.
Crazy Lenny's has American Rider e-bikes for $11.80. Powerful Magnum e-bikes for $9.80. Commuter e-bikes only $880.
Now is the time to buy.
Huh. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that former pro football player Ickey Woods will celebrate almost anything?
Number 44.
44, that's me! Get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts. Woo! Give me some!
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
44, ladies, that's me! Woo! Gonna get some cold cuts today.
We're here at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, where we're highlighting some unique playing styles.
Yeah, Jerry. Take Marge and Carol here. They're sure having fun. And notice what appears to be a lucky troll dial on this machine.
Oh, and look, that's the famous bingo card tap. That one always brings good luck.
And check out the form on this pull. That's gotta be a lucky bracelet.
Looks like you got your own lucky bracelet.
What bracelet?
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Everything is relative. Travel, for example. A trip to Stoughton might seem like a long way, but if you're shopping for diamonds, it's closer than you think.
Diamond Select.
Importers of shimmering diamonds from the mines of South Africa to the streets of Antwerp and Tel Aviv. They shop the diamond capitals of the world so you don't have to.
Diamond Select. Direct pricing saves you money.
On GIA certified South African diamonds.
Diamond Select.
Downtown Stoughton.
Have you heard? Tempur-Pedic sleep is better sleep.
With innovative memory foam developed by NASA, Tempur-Pedic mattresses reduce motion transfer,
Which means less tossing and turning so you can sleep undisturbed through the night. But which Tempur-Pedic is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself. Or get a free $300 gift when you purchase a new Tempur-Pedic. And rest easy knowing it's backed by our 365-night better sleep guarantee. Shop Denver Mattress today, your Tempur-Pedic elite retailer.
When it's time for better storage, check out Dakota Shelving and Organizers at Menards. We have a great selection of decorative shelving for your living areas, functional shelving for your closets, kitchen, laundry, and office, plus much more to keep your clothing, household items, decor, and ducks in a row. Save 11% on all Dakota Shelving and Organizers at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Spring e-bike prices are going to be a lot higher, so don't wait.
E-bike prices are going higher and higher.
Crazy Lenny's has American Rider e-bikes for $11.80. Powerful Magnum e-bikes for $9.80. Commuter e-bikes only $880.
Now is the time to buy.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
Gary rejoins us. Final check of your forecast.
It's a nice night out there. Getting a little colder, but at least there are some breaks in the clouds. The rain and snow from earlier this evening has moved well off to the east. Temperatures right now just below freezing in Madison, still above freezing to our south. Look for a high tomorrow of about 33 degrees, so colder than today, but we're back up to the 40s on Friday. Mid-50s, maybe 60 on Saturday if the latest computer models are right, with some thunderstorms, and then maybe some light snow Sunday night into Monday, and temperatures pretty close to normal next week.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.